Good afternoon. It's that time already. Friday the 17th. Lunchtime movement snack, if that's the one you're after. Stay here. If not, scroll back. If you're looking on YouTube, or maybe you're scrolling back through this page. If you're live, come on in. I can see you. Who's in? Not quite sure what that's a bit of a typo going on there. Deb from Wales, Scotland, Northumberland. Time to sparkle. Oh yeah. These 4 hours, I don't know about you, but they fly by. They just... Did 4 hours ever go so quickly? Don't know. Cooey Carol from Ove, get away from that stove. Come on, Somerton. And now it's time for the weather. It's raining. It's raining here, is the weather. The weather in Havant, it's raining. Hello, Wales. I'm glad you liked the sparkle. Is it raining in Greece? Apostolis? What's the weather? Is the weather this, or is the weather this? Or this? I don't think we have an emoji for this. George has already been showing off that he's got sun. I think we're on a 3-minute warning. Help me out with the preamble. What you been doing? Did you take any heel raisies into your daisies? How many sit-to-stands? How many times have you stood up today from a chair? It's sunny in Greece, we can see. Sunny Athens. Oh no. That's not good, Chris. It's raining. It's raining men. Hallelujah. It's not raining men in Havant. Oh my goodness. Susanna's been on a movement feast. But tough in Dundee apparently. Sunny and windy in Bolton, thank you. We're still on the weather report. Sunny and windy in Bolton. 15 times for Dawn on the sit-to-stand. Okay, so we're crossing a weather report with a sit-to-stand report. But I think that's relevant. They can come together. Dagenham. Thank you, Maggie. Maddie, sorry, I got my G from Dagenham mixed up with your name. My brain went off on one there. Should we say 30? I can't see. I'm on a new perspective again today for a reason. Always a reason. You know us. So yeah, I got a new perspective. So I can't quite see the clock, but I think it's 30 seconds. Singing in the rain. Oh no, another earworm now. We'll be swinging around lampposts before you know it, Carol. And Christine, it's always raining in Llanelli. As someone who works there for many years, there was a lot of rain in Llanelli. I'm a fidgeter too, I've noticed. I'm like a budgie when I watch these videos back. I've got to stop. Drizzly in Devon, thank you. Keep the weather reports coming. Who needs the BBC? Drizzly in Devon. Haven't no sun in Havant. Blowy in Bolton. Sunny in Scotland. Sunny in Killaloe. I think I've got it right that time, Joy. It's sunny in Inverkip. Okay, I think that's the weather report's done. That's most important. Now we understand the weather. Should we do it? 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon, my name's Bex Townley and I am the new weather reporter here on this page. In addition to the weather, we talk a lot about movement, and this is the lunchtime movement snack. This is the second 10 minutes of mindful movement in the benefits bag today. And this morning in our usual mobility routine, we didn't do anything different to what we have been doing for 4 weeks, but I hope I planted a few more seeds around how this mobility links into not only what we're doing in standing and sitting, but also the benefits around those requirements for mobility when we're in lying positions. And those lying positions can be anything from gardening, from DIY to housework, to cleaning, to being in the bath, to getting up from the floor. So we're going to continue those thoughts and those seeds with our kind of strength activity focus. So in our afternoon session, we focus on strength, kind of crowbar in some thoughts about what that means to lying postures and getting up from the floor. But without further ado, pick your position, please. We're going to do our circulation boost and sit or stand. Here is the stand one. As always, really strong, solid external support. Start the legs steadily moving and then focus on lifting up, posture a little bit more lifted than usual, and really be specific about this footfall. So we've known each other long enough now. I don't want a lazy march, please. Can I ask for more from here, but more from here? And this ankle movement, foot and toe movement is really significant when we look at ways to get up from floor for whatever reason, garden, bath, lounge. So more ankle focus, please. Bringing in the arms 1 or 2 when you're ready. Now in seated, I've got a bit of a low chair here today. Bear with me on that. There's a reason for that. Ours is the same, starting from the top. A little bit more focus on this backward press on the shoulders. Lifted and upright. We've hipped walked forward as usual. Now on the legs here, I'm in a lower chair than I normally am. So I really need to work harder than I usually do on my ankles, because I'm a little bit more squeezed here at the hips when I'm in a lower chair. So my ankles and my feet can really help support being more comfortable here. So I'm on ankles, a little bit of march, bringing in the arms when you can, and remember we also have the double hand here. Okay, so that's our circulation booster. Just a little boost in this afternoon one, assuming you've been out and about moving this morning. So this just serves to boost the circulation and probably cause us to take a deeper breath than usual. Because we're going to focus on some pushing activities, could we just put in a few more shoulder rolls from our morning routine? And really take your time, even more so on this backward circle here, this backward press, and you're bringing in the whole of the upper back, and just spend a little bit more time on that, and actually put in a few more of these, focusing on that backward press here, whether you're in sit or you're in stand. Okay. Could we also have a little bit more ankle? So in seated, please. This is heels back and down, and just lift the heels now, just isolate the heels. So we usually do this action when we do our heel raises, but we're doing them one at a time here. And in standing, could you do the same? So I just really want you to pick up the heel, and here we're trying to find the feet, we're trying to leave the balls of the feet behind. Okay, just to get us in the mood, could we take a couple of our usual 3 or 4 sit to stands just to get us in the strength zone? So from seated, that's either a jockey lift, pushing through the feet, jockey lift with a lifted posture, or it's a full stand and a slow return. Now I don't know if you can see, because I'm in quite a low chair, I have to work even harder on that sit to stand because I've got further to travel. And that's significant. That's why chairs really affect how hard and easy it is to get out of. So just a few of those, or a few jockey lifts, just to switch on the big thigh muscles. And could I ask everyone now just to give me a few of these, just to get the chest and the wrists ready. Now, ideally now, I'd like to ask everyone to take a seat. Everyone to come and have a seat if you have a chair available to you. Now, if you're happy to leap down onto the floor, you can see how this movement can also replicate on the floor. But for now, just think about that and everyone to sit. And all I want all of us to do is just take that hip walk action forwards and back in the chair. Now, because now I'm no longer in a slidey wooden chair, I'm in a fabric chair, I have to work extra hard to shift forward and back. Can you see the degree of movement that's happening here in my trunk and in my hips? Okay, what I really want to do is use the arms of the chair here. And usually when we talk about standing up, I'm encouraging you to think about powering through the legs and using the muscles of the legs along with the trunk. This afternoon, I just want to shift the focus a bit, shift the focus to how we can use the upper body, how we can strengthen these pushing actions. So this is going to involve our wrists, it's going to involve shoulder mobility and all of our pushing muscles here through the chest. So there's a few options here. Hands, fingers forward. Now try to keep the elbows close to the body. Now just everyone take a jockey lift, but try to have like a 50-50 weight distribution, some through legs, some through arms. So you're pushing through the legs to stand up, but you're pushing down on the arms, and just take a little release in between. And over time, you can decide how much arms and how much legs you want to use. Give yourself plenty of rest. You'll feel that the wrists are working here. If that feels too much, you can put your hands here on the thighs and you can take just a little bit of a jockey lift and a press down just to prepare the wrists. So as you can see here, this movement, and I can take it on a control down, this is either getting in and out the bath, it's either using furniture to get up from the floor, or as I'm doing now, it's getting out of the chair. So when I push through the arms, I'm using the muscles here in the back of the arms, but I'm also using the legs to push me up. Take a pause. Now if you take that pushing action, and then we can translate that to also our wall press action here. Remember, we've been doing these in these past days, so a slightly different positioning of the hands now. Now this will feel easier, when you do this on the wall, it will feel easier because we have less weight, we have less resistance. So here's the thing, how can we crowbar this into our day? Well, you can decide, you can focus on how you're going to sit down. Are you going to sit down to focus on the leg element of that? Are you going to stand up to focus on legs? Or are you going to sit down and every now and then start to bring in how we can start to strengthen the upper body as well, in a more mindful and, shall we say, kind of targeted way. So that's our pushing activities, and that's how our wall press and all of our shoulder mobility directly links into all of these skills that we need to turn over in bed at night, perhaps get out of bed, get out of chairs, and all those things. Okay, draw a line under that. Let's move on. I'd like to do a little bit more leg work in the last minute or so. Loads of support on this one, please. I don't really want to challenge your balance. We're going to take some directional stepping, but today we're going to go to the side and to the rear. I'm hoping you can see my feet in shot. But I'm taking extra focus on how I use the foot to do that. So I'm going to slow it right down, so I need lots of support. Have a look if I need, and really use now the strength of the ankle and the feet to really lower slowly, but then I want a little push back. Same here, this is lower slowly and then a little push back. So what we end up with is side, back, here. And there's something else happening here as well. On this backward step, I've got this mobilising of the hip here, and I need this for these really big actions if I need to get up off the floor from a lunge. Don't forget to do both legs. Change support, take the other way. Don't want to show you the back of me really. So there's the side shot there. Slow, 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 and add a little bit of push from there, and then on the way back, slow, 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 and just start to add this little bit of push. And in seated, we're going to take our heel straight down like so. But now in seated, when you come back foot to flat, just perhaps come back a bit further than you normally would, so you still have that ball of foot through to heel. So we're trying to build mobility in the knee, but also the feet. And if you look at the video that I posted this morning and look at the requirements of using the feet when we need to push ourselves up from the floor, all of this mobility and strength links directly into that. 4 heel raises before we go. In sit, here we go. Squeeze and lower is the seated option. In stand, weight even, gap between feet. Take a push up, but then a slowly lower. Slow, 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 slow on the way down. Go again, push up, slow, slow, slow on the way down. If you want to, you can add a knee bend and a stand and a push and a down. Okay, so can you see the way, I've said before, it's not just what we do, but the way that we do it. So if we do it slower or more deliberately, or a focus on a certain area, we can really shift and change the outcome of that particular movement. So the sit to stand, we've been doing the sit to stands for 4 weeks now, but today I've just brought in this additional thought and focus, and carrying the body weight, pushing down through the wrists is really important in terms of managing our own body weight. So maybe I've planted some seeds on that. We're going to keep going on these things. If you want to crowbar in a few more sit to stands, or whenever you're in the chair, or just have a play with that kind of strength activity. So yes, we want to strengthen legs, but we really want to strengthen how the arms work with the legs and the trunk. They're all entwined, remember. All right, we'll be back at 4 o'clock for something a little bit more calming and stretch. And that stretch at 4 p.m. Again, remember, flexibility improves mobility. So if I can increase my flexibility, that means I'll be able to move more freely. Have I sold it? Have I sold you some stretches? Okay, you can come back at 4. They're all completely free, along with all these benefits that you've now just chucked in the benefits bag. See you at 4 in 4 hours, and it's going to fly by. See you then.